Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. You know her and you love her. We love to have her here on the show. Singer, songwriter, Julie Black is here. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. The last time you were here, you revealed you had, of course, your beautiful wedding photos. How's married life treating you?
You know what, married life, thank God for a soft place to land. The world is heavy right now.
Yes, it is.
You know, so I'm grateful.
It really is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's kind of where we're going to be starting with the show today. The world is heavy. Jimmy Kimmel is the latest late night host to be yanked off the air. So his network, ABC, has preempted Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after comments they say he made about the killing of Charlie Kirk. Donald Trump has weighed in since this decision by ABC. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done, is what the President of the United States is saying. Of course, this is alarming news for those that worry. Free speech is under attack in America. So we are, yes, we do this for a living. We talk for a living, but we're also consumers of news and media. We are creators of media, as I mentioned. So what is our responsibility in all this?
Listen, do you remember when the pandemic was the thing that we were worried about? Doesn't that feel like 1,000 years ago? Honestly, in the 20-something years that I've been working in television, I never thought that I would be this mad about a rich white man losing his job as I am today. I was so mad. When I heard the news, my first thing was I screamed. I was like, oh! Because I kind of knew this was coming because Donald Trump has made comments before. Then I felt this despair and anxiety that I think we're all feeling right now. I think it's fair to say a lot of people are feeling this, and this uncertainty as to what the future holds. And then I calmed down, went to bed. I woke up this morning with a renewed kind of sense of like, okay, so what can I do? And the idea came to me so quickly. It was like, okay, I'm an individual, I'm in Canada, but you know what I do? I do support these companies. I do have Disney Plus subscription. First thing I did, delete, cancel my subscription, deleted it.
Wow.
Next thing I went to was my Paramount Plus subscription, cancel subscription, delete. I'm like, I am not going to financially support. I can't control, I can't get Jimmy back on the air. But what I can do is not give them my hard-earned dollar for this state-run television that is happening before our very eyes. So that was the first thing that I did. I'm curious, what was your reaction?
Well, listen, I mean, this is, right now, it's only like a temporary thing, maybe. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I was shocked, I went, oh, when I saw it.
Yeah.
And I guess earlier on this week, we had another conversation around Charlie Kirk, and I was very, I didn't say it in real time, and I wish I had, that I was very careful about choosing my words, because even though this hasn't hit Canada in the same way, I'm worried. It has impacted what we do here. So, we were watching The View today.
Well,
Can we talk about that?
This is where we're going to get really meta, okay? This is, this is girl talk, and guess what? We're all going to talk together right now.
Yeah.
ABC is the network that yanked Jimmy Kimmel off the air, and so we watch The View because it's aired on ABC in the United States. We know it actually airs on CTV here in Canada, and we thought, well, what are the ladies of The View going to say?
Yeah.
Are they going to even touch it? It's their network, and guess what happened? They never touched it. And I'll tell you the reason why that surprised me. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but I am surprised. They have never shied away from difficult topics, much like us here on the show. Yeah. And it just reminded me, that money talks, but money also silences.
That's right.
And there's a business thing going on here that is infringing on free speech, in my opinion. So ABC is the network, and in the United States, they have what they call affiliate networks. Those are the individual TV stations in your city, in your town, that are airing the ABC shows. There is a company called Nexstar. They own a ton of affiliates.
Yeah.
They are trying to buy a competitor called Tegna. And Tegna, that deal is worth $6.2 billion, okay? And so guess what? In order for that deal to go through, Nexstar needs the sign-off of the Federal Communications Commission and the Department of Justice that are run by Trump appointees. One of those Trump appointees, the chair of the FCC, said yesterday to ABC directly. He was on a podcast and he says, ABC, you need to deal with people like Kimmel, and you can do this the easy way or you can do it the hard way.
Public threat.
He said that on a podcast.
Public threat.
It was a public threat against free speech. You don't like what Jimmy Kimmel says. Trump doesn't
Or
like
even if
what
he said
Jimmy
something
Kimmel says.
wrong.
It doesn't matter. In America, you can say whatever you want, and it's protected by the First Amendment.
Yep.
So the business part of me says money talks,
Yeah.
but money has just silenced yet another network.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's muzzle the media time, basically. And it's unfortunate, as you speak about the ladies of The View, women already struggle to have a voice. And now we watched women be muzzled. We're watching a white man, like you mentioned, right? Basically be made an example. If you can make an example of a white man, nobody's safe. Period.
You know what I keep wondering about, though? What is the end game? Okay, we already know that traditional media is declining in ratings, and that's the sad state of affairs. We love traditional media. We are part of traditional media, and both Canada and America are governed by bodies who do censor us to a certain extent. Like, it's kind of almost a cultural agreement we've all gone
give us
into.
guardrails.
They give us some guardrails. There are certain, like, we
because
don't swear.
I said, you know, I want to lay pipe, and it was okay.
Yeah, you got away with that.
So, got
That's
away
right.
with that.
There are certain, there are certain things we can get away with.
Just to lighten it up a little bit.
Guardrails. Right?
Just lighten the vibe a little, you know?
We've all agreed upon that.
Yeah.
You know where there are basically
We all agreed upon that.
We've all agreed upon. Well, we have. We've
Oh,
agreed that there are
with the
certain
pipe.
daytime things you can say, and there are certain things you can say more easily in later night talks. But you know where there's no guardrails? It's on the internet. Basically, you can say whatever you want. So if eventually what this plan is get rid of every left-leaning speaker who offends Trump, what are you going to replace him with? Kid Rock and Scott Baio? Like, who's going to be on network television? Or are all these people just going to go to the internet and everybody's going to be fragmented and everyone's going to be able to say and do whatever they want? I just don't know. At what point is it going to just be
First of all,
state-run
it's
media,
carousel,
more like
though.
North Korea?
Right now, it feels like it's just gonna be Steve Harvey Family Feud all the time,
Stop it
every day,
right now.
24/7. That's what it feels like it's gonna happen. And I thought about that too, because a lot of the people that work in the industry had that conversation. Like, they're just gonna start a podcast naturally and get a YouTube channel. But then if you watch, there are people who already have a huge following on TikTok and YouTube who are saying, hey, I just posted something and it's not getting the same traction as it usually does. Or my followers are saying they can't find my stories, or they can't find me, or all of a sudden they're trying to get me off the internet. So I don't know if the internet's this safe place that everybody can go and say whatever they want.
No, you're absolutely right. I call it the Last Supper. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, all the big heads of the big tech companies were invited to the White House for a big dinner. And then we saw it on the news where one at a time, they basically were like, thank you, Trump. Thank
Bending
you,
the
President
knee.
Trump. And, you know, these are the men, they were all men who control, what, 6 to 8 of the tech and social media companies that we all use. So at what point does he also exert control on the last space, which is, it seems to be the Wild West, or is he going to hit a button? I just want to leave you with this. There is common ground. I know it feels dark and it feels scary today, but there is common ground, and that is for all of us who not only speak for a living, but want to protect freedom of speech.
So sleep deprivation, isolation, lack of food, and an excess of alcohol are some of the things Love is Blind contestants are subjected to, at least according to a lawsuit filed by season 7 contestant Stephen Richardson against Netflix and the show producers. So it's only the latest in a growing number of lawsuits that are actually facing that reality series. So Julie, do we think we're hitting a turning point when it comes to reality TV conditions? Or should these people kind of know what they're getting into?
I'm trying to fix my face. We're on TV.
Yeah.
They know what they signed up for.
Thank you.
Please. They're signed up to be able to host them parties, get a spin-off.
Thank you.
Get drunk enough so that they could feel proud of what they're doing. Okay? You know, we're in the day now where, like, the whole excessive way of doing things is having people feel like that's what's gonna get them get them in, right? Yeah. And I mean, it's reality TV.
You did Amazing Race Canada.
I did Amazing Race Canada. Shout out. Yes, clap for me. And there's some things that I didn't know was gonna be happening. I mean, it was during COVID, so it was, so it was kind of white glove vibes.
Okay.
But there was 23 hours in the room, 1 hour out, like some jail vibes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that as, they subjected us to, it wasn't poor treatment, but hey, you have to be secluded, you can't see the other racers, things that you don't know until you get there.
So it was intense, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I changed the name to Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Okay, how sweet the sound.
Oh my God. And they didn't give you a heads up about any of that prior to doing the show.
No.
They didn't tell you anything. Because here's the deal. I agree with you, but then I also have a different spin on things. First of all, you're hearing from the problem. Anybody who watches Love is Blind and that season with that guy who's with the lawsuit.
Oh, hold on. That's the guy that's complaining?
Stephen
This
Richardson.
guy.
Oh, get out of here.
Was problematic. Not only did he go on that show and give a whole bunch of lies and then cheat on the woman that he proposed to, we also got a lot of backlash from the fans, which is part of being on these reality shows when you realize someone's not a good person. So I just need to put that out there that he's not some little angel who's like, oh, it wasn't fair.
Oh, please.
You were not a good person. But I want to remind people as to why reality shows even exist today. This was an alternative to very expensive episodic shows where people were getting like $2 million an episode. And then the networks are like, wait a second, we can get the same amount of eyeballs, but we just have to put in a reality TV show. These people are willing to do it for next to nothing.
Yeah.
All right, bye episodic shows, bye all the union workers. Hello, people. We have casting. Who wants to be on the show? Who wants to be the next superstar? And everybody signed up. And I've been a host on these shows. I've also been part of the casting. And here's the deal. They don't, most times, they're not coming to you. The contestants are coming to us.
Thank you.
They are begging. They are trying out for every single show. Half the people you know tried out for a bunch of different shows because they want to be famous. Because why? We've seen some regular people go on these shows and then they parlay that. They're a New York Times best-selling author. They have a spin-off show. They're TV hosts and taking legitimate jobs.
They're Cardi B.
Right? Everybody's manipulating it.
you.
But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you the last thing. In the contract and in the process of you auditioning, because you don't just get on the show. They tell you what the show is about, and they give you a rundown of the expectations. Are you okay with this? This is what they expected. You're not gonna be able to do this. If you do something that's negative against anybody on the show, including the crew, you'll be kicked off the show. They're very explicit with you about what you can and cannot do. And this idea that his complaint, one of the big complaints was the money wasn't enough. I'm sorry, dear. You are a lab rat in this experiment, and the main focus of all reality shows.
Hold up.
The main focus is to put on a great show.
He's lucky he got money.
Remember that.
Okay. Listen, I agree that most of these people are probably doing it just to try to get famous. I think we all can understand, at least at this stage, because some reality stars have gone on to do really, really big things. But I just have to go back to something really, really basic. No matter what job you go for, whether it's reality show or at a coffee shop, I think workers' rights is something we can probably all agree on. So what I will say is this. This is law. And so when you talk about pay, I looked at the lawsuit, they're being paid about $7 an hour for a 20, and that's a 20-hour day.
But America,
so that's below minimum wage. I know it's America.
Canada?
It's below that, but they all have to, a lot of these people who do have jobs, they actually take time off of their jobs, which is their choice.
By
That's their
choice. And they know
their
about the $7.
choice, absolutely.
Okay.
But I don't know that they knew that they were going in necessarily to 20 days. And so some things in the lawsuit, I'm like, oh, okay, I think you're being a little precious. But other things in this lawsuit are really disturbing.
Yeah.
One of the allegations is forcing relationships. So one of the contestants in this lawsuit said, I told the producers as I was developing a relationship with this person I met on the show, I discovered that they were emotionally abusive and became physically abusive. They notified the producers of the show. The producers said, we urge you to stay with him for the show. That is not
bad.
okay.
That's bad.
That's really bad.
That is
Okay,
not
wait. We
okay.
also have to remember we are not hearing from the other side. Did the producer actually say that?
Okay,
Let's just
so then there is withholding support.
Allegedly.
Allegations of not adequate mental health supports. There are actually reality shows like Love Island.
Yes.
They actually now do provide psychologists on set. This Love is
As a reactionary measure.
As a reactionary measure because people's mental health was getting suffered. On this one, Love is Blind, there was a woman who told the producers ahead of time, I do have suicidal ideation, I do have some mental health challenges. They cast her anyway. They were doing the interviews, you know how they do all the interviews on the show?
Yeah.
She started telling them, I'm having a panic attack, I'm not going into a good place, I might go into crisis, I need help. The producers kept her on camera and denied her a psychologist. That stuff to me is beyond just, okay, you didn't give me a bottle of water when I asked.
I think
let's remember, we're only hearing one side. We're not hearing the other.
That's the lawsuit.
Because
that's the lawsuit.
and I hear you, but as a person who's worked in the production with some of these people who do come with a lot of attitude, like they think, oh, this is, I'm gonna be a star. How come I don't have this? And it's like, wait, this is not about you. This is about the show.
Right.
So I say, I'm not saying that didn't happen, but remember, we're not hearing the other side of that story, which is the producer who might have said something different.
And I have to just say, a lot of times these shows are hiring underqualified producers, no, seriously, we've been in the business, we OGs in the business. And now there's this whole kind of hire your friend, this, that. They don't really know, they're not emotionally mature. They don't have that. You know what I mean? That experience. You know what I mean? When I went on The Amazing Race, I was like, hey, all of these therapists, there's no black therapists. Now that's changed. I said, oh, there's a whole bunch of black men on this show. We're gonna be out there in the boonies. What about driving while black? Are you prepared for that? They brought that into their meetings.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So speak up and let's see what happens. Are changes happening?
Yeah, they are.
And this,
they are.
You know, people
But are
speak
you
up about it.
suing because the things didn't go your way?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right, everybody. Family Feud host Steve Harvey revealed on the Pivot podcast that he is not friends with his daughter Lori's exes. He says the rule in their house is if he's your ex, he is now my ex. I must hate him. That's what Steve says. That's what Steve says. Are we into this?
Okay, so the hate vibe, this is the thing.
Okay. Let's hear
Okay,
it.
so this is the thing. Like, if we have children together, right? If there's something that you have to stay in touch,
Yeah.
then you have to stay in touch until the kids can pay their own bills. Short of that, no, there's no hell no.
No?
There's no reason for an ex
Okay.
to be calling up
And
okay, my family.
But in this scenario, I think Steve Harvey was saying that he ran into one of his daughter's exes at some
Right.
kind of an event, and he shook this guy's hand. Okay.
Okay.
And his daughter caught wind of this, and she was
the
like,
photo was taken.
Oh,
and
the
it was
photo was
posted
taken. She was
everywhere.
like, no.
Don't even shake his hand.
Don't even shake his hand. Don't even be there. So he's now like, I guess I got to be like not even acknowledge that I know
Right.
this person used to date my daughter, and that to me seems weird. Like it's one thing if it was a really bad, messy breakup, but still,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I don't know. Their relationships usually end. There's usually two sides, not always, but there usually is. And then you add in this idea of hate. Like I must
don't want
hate.
hate.
Does a word like
Give
do we
them too
need-
much power.
Do
That's
we
way
need
too
more
much power.
hate?
No,
I
we
know if
don't need more
do.
hate, but I do need you to stay the hell away from my family.
Sure.
Like,
No, but they're in the industry though.
Yeah.
So they're gonna cross paths. Steve
Yeah.
Harvey, I don't think it's a great case
because
study.
they're in the same
Yeah.
industry, but I just feel like you're right. It depends on why they broke up. Because if the breakup is amicable and we're still cool with each other, then when my parents or my family runs into you, sure they can say hi. But if you cheated on me, like I had this boyfriend, I know he's watching. He cheated on me, and then I didn't tell my family because I just wasn't ready to express it. And I came home. I was living with my parents, and there he was sitting in the living room with my parents, laughing
The
and having a good time.
audacity.
And I was like.
So what was his angle? Was he trying to get back together?
I
Like,
don't
was he
know what
trying
it
to
was,
do?
but I was like, I saw him and I gave him the look like outside.
Right.
And then I told him, like, you get out of here because I'm going to tell my parents exactly what you did. And then I told my parents. And from that moment on,
Done.
I only bring home people who are husband material. So they haven't seen anybody since.
Has this happened in your circle, in your family?
Oh
in your
yeah,
life?
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, now that I'm married, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to go back there. But yeah, there was an ex that a guy that I was with, you know what I'm saying? But his sister was super close to me. Like, we got close, super duper close. And then she was upset because he cheated on me, like, next level cheated. Anyway, so she's telling me the tea, though. She's giving me the tea on how trash he's doing in his life. She's actually feeling good, but I was like, yo, that's actually keeping me in that space. Like, am I celebrating that he's actually like flat on his face? So I was like, no, you know what? I had to be the one to not be friends with his sister. So it's the other way around too. It's not even like just, okay, yeah, you're contacting my family.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
You have
their
to cut off.
family,
Yeah.
you gotta put up some strong boundaries.
I agree.
Especially when you're the prize. Oh no, no more access, people. No more access.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I mean? Look at all
yeah,
this.
protect-
Look at all this. Look at me. Where should I look? Give me the camera. Missed your chance, so why you chasing this? Whoa.
Okay, let's pause, digest that moment of amazingness.
Saying.
Julie, we love having you here, and every single year,
I love being here.
every single year we love to work with the Cashmere Collection, and they're doing wonderful things. And this year, you are the spokesperson
I am.
for the Cashmere Collection, which was unveiled earlier this week. And you treated the crowd to a surprise performance.
I did.
And the event, it raises money for breast cancer research, in case anybody isn't familiar. First of all, it's such a perfect partnership. What an amazing thing, because I know that you, this whole sadly, this whole disease, it does hold a special place in your heart. It has affected you.
Ah, this is where I feel so emotional. It's so personal. It's for so many reasons. Like, at 27, I found my own lump, and they wouldn't give me a mammogram. Like, you're too young, you're too young, you're too young. And I often say Dr. Shirley Ostroff. Dr. Shirley Ostroff, I know you retired, but she advocated for me and pushed for me to get a biopsy and, you know, do what I had to do, right? And then my dad, he ended up getting breast cancer 10 years ago. He's in remission now, thank the Lord, 10 years later. But I'll say this, yes. He just knew. This old Jamaican man was like, no, something's wrong. It don't feel right. He checked himself, etc. On the Friday, he went into a walk-in because his doctor was like, no, it's just a cyst. And he went into a walk-in. And Dr. Humphrey, I'll always remember her name. He had a mammogram, he had a mastectomy the Monday.
Wow.
The Monday he was in surgery, and they took out 5 lymph nodes, right? And we lost my friend Jody Ann, 33 years old, same type of thing. Wouldn't give her a mammogram. You know, oh, well, you just had twins, so it's probably because your estrogen's high. Like all of these things, and so it's like, it's just super duper personal, and so this isn't a gimmick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jules.
You know?
Well, you're here and you're spreading the message and you're doing the work. That's why you're here,
Yes.
right? That's
so
why you're
please
here.
go vote. Get on with the Cashmere collection. Every vote, they match they'll donate $1 for every vote, up to $100,000. And when you go buy your toilet tissue, look for the pink ribbon. Okay? Specifically, be intentional. Okay, don't get the plain bag. Get the pink ribbon, Cashmere, and you know, let's continue to move the dial. We need this.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.